It's moved to you, in coordination with the Cogitating Ceviché present. Beyond the Blackboard, navigating the thin line between educator expertise and sociological overreach. My move sang a narration by Amazon Polly. Introduction. In the contemporary educational sphere, a trend of concern has emerged. Educators are increasingly venturing beyond their professional confines into the realm of complex sociological discourse, often without the necessary expertise. This encroachment into areas traditionally reserved for specialized study has ignited a debate among critics, who argue that such practices threaten the integrity of educational quality and risk eroding the foundational trust between educators, students, and their parents. The heart of the issue lies in fostering a broad-minded, inclusive curriculum while ensuring that educators remain within the bounds of their professional qualifications, a challenge that has become ever more pertinent in today's diversely opinionated society. Expertise and qualification. Instances and trends indicate a growing number of educators are stepping into the domain of sociological discussions and teachings, areas that may lie outside their certified expertise. This divergence is not confined to isolated incidents but appears as a broader trend across educational landscapes. Educators, driven perhaps by a desire to engage with current societal issues or to enrich their curriculum, find themselves addressing topics such as racial inequality, gender identity, and climate change, all deeply embedded in sociological inquiry. While well-intentioned, the leap into these discussions raises significant concerns about the qualifications necessary to navigate such complex issues. The crux of the problem is not the engagement with these topics per se but the depth of understanding and academic rigor required to do so responsibly and accurately. Sociological discourse involves nuance theories, a plethora of research methodologies, and an ongoing debate among scholars, elements that require specialized training to comprehend and convey effectively. Qualifications in education, symbolized by credentials such as passing the praxis exams, confirm a baseline competency in specific subject areas. However, this baseline does not equate to comprehensive expertise in the multifaceted areas of sociological discourse. For instance, while an educator may possess a robust understanding of historical events, this does not inherently qualify them to extrapolate deep sociological insights without further training in this field. The critical issue here is not the educator's commitment to fostering a well-rounded educational experience, but the need for a matching level of expertise to ensure discussions are informed, accurate, and productive. In this light, the importance of proper qualifications becomes clear. It's about safeguarding the integrity of education and ensuring that when educators guide students through the complex landscapes of sociological issues, they do so with an authority grounded in thorough knowledge and understanding. This approach enhances the educational value of these discussions and preserves the trust and respect essential to the educator-student-parent relationship. Impact on student-teacher relationships. When educators venture beyond their expertise and professional boundaries, particularly in sociological areas, the impact on student-teacher dynamics can be profound and detrimental. The classroom, ideally a space for open inquiry and mutual respect, risks becoming a forum where foundational trust erodes and respect diminishes. This shift is about losing an academic boundary and the essence of education being compromised. Consider a scenario where an educator, passionate about social justice, begins to present personal beliefs as undisputed facts within discussions on sensitive topics like gender identity or immigration. Students holding different views might feel marginalized or silenced, fearing academic reprisal or peer ostracization for expressing their thoughts. This situation not only stifles the diversity of opinion crucial for a rich educational experience but also undermines the educator's role as a neutral facilitator of learning. Moreover, the intrusion of personal bias into teaching can lead to scenarios where students, especially those from minority or marginalized communities, feel misrepresented or entirely overlooked. For instance, an oversimplified discussion on racial issues, devoid of the depth and understanding a sociologist might bring, could alienate students who live those realities daily. Similarly, a superficial treatment of environmental justice might ignore the nuanced impacts on different socioeconomic groups, leaving students directly affected by these issues feeling invisible and unheard. The consequences of such dynamics extend beyond the classroom walls. Students may carry these experiences with them, affecting their engagement with future educational opportunities and their perception of academia. The erosion of trust in educators as impartial conveyors of knowledge can dampen students' enthusiasm for learning, curtail their academic curiosity, and even alter their educational trajectories. Addressing this challenge requires a delicate balance. Educators must navigate the fine line between engaging with sociological topics critical for students' holistic understanding of the world and ensuring their teachings are grounded in a well-defined scope of expertise. The goal should always be fostering an environment where diverse opinions are respected and explored, not silencing or marginalizing. Achieving this balance is essential for maintaining the integrity of student-teacher relationships and ensuring the classroom remains a space for genuine learning and growth. Parental concerns and community backlash. Instances of parental and community backlash against perceived educational overreach have become increasingly visible, signaling a growing concern over the direction of certain educational content and teaching methods. This backlash often stems from educators' forays into complex sociological discussions without clear boundaries, which parents and community members fear might influence students in ways that conflict with their personal beliefs or cultural values. One notable example involves the introduction of comprehensive sex education programs in some schools, which has sparked significant debate and protest from parents concerned about the explicitness of the material and its appropriateness for various age groups. In states like California, some parents have organized protests and petition drives calling for more transparency and an opt-out provision for their children, arguing that such curriculum decisions should align more closely with family values and beliefs. Another area of contention is incorporating critical race theory, CRT, into school curricula. In various districts across the United States, parents and community groups have vehemently opposed what they perceive as an ideological imposition beyond the educational remit. School board meetings have become battlegrounds, with heated exchanges over curriculum content that some argue is divisive and politically motivated. In response, several states have proposed or passed legislation restricting the teaching of CRT in public schools, reflecting the deep divide over educational content and the role of schools in addressing sociological issues. The implications of such backlash are significant for educational institutions and the broader educational system. For one, it underscores the challenging balance schools must strike between fostering a curriculum that reflects societal diversity and change and respecting the diverse values and beliefs of the student body and their families. This tension can lead to a polarized school community, impacting the learning environment and potentially detracting from other educational objectives. Moreover, the backlash can have broader systemic effects, influencing educational policy and curriculum development at the state and national levels. As lawmakers respond to constituent concerns, the controversy over educational content can lead to more prescriptive legislation that limits educators' autonomy and flexibility in developing curricula. This, in turn, can stifle educational innovation and restrict the ability of schools to prepare students for the complexities of modern society. In navigating these challenges, educational institutions must find ways to engage with parents and community members constructively, seeking to build consensus and understanding around curriculum choices. This might involve more transparent communication processes, opportunities for parental input, and efforts to ensure that educational content is balanced, inclusive, and supportive of student development within a framework of mutual respect and understanding. Recommendations for reform. Addressing the issue of educators overstepping their bounds, particularly in the sociological discourse, necessitates a multifaceted approach. This approach should focus on maintaining the integrity of the educational process while ensuring educators are well equipped to responsibly facilitate discussions on complex topics. Here are several recommendations aimed at reforming current practices. Implementing stricter qualification requirements. Establish more rigorous qualification standards for educators intending to engage in sociological instruction. This could involve additional certification or specialized training that provides a deeper understanding of sociological theories, methodologies, and the current scholarly debate within these fields. Develop a framework for continuing education for educators, ensuring they remain abreast of the latest developments and research findings in their areas of instruction, enhancing their ability to contribute constructively to students' understanding of complex sociological issues. Improved oversight and accountability mechanisms. Introduce oversight mechanisms that periodically review the content being taught, especially in subjects prone to ideological overreach, to ensure that it aligns with established academic standards and the educational institution's objectives. Implement accountability measures for educators who consistently demonstrate bias or overreach in their teaching, ranging from professional development interventions to more significant consequences for repeated offenses. Enhance communication channels between schools and parents. Foster open lines of communication between educational institutions and the parent community to discuss curriculum content, teaching methodologies, and the educator's qualifications. This could involve regular meetings, newsletters, or dedicated online platforms where concerns and feedback can be exchanged constructively. Involve parents and community members in curriculum review processes to ensure transparency and build trust in the educational content delivered to students. Curriculum development and review. Engage in continuous curriculum development and review processes involving diverse stakeholders, including educators, scholars, parents, and community leaders, to ensure that the curriculum remains balanced, inclusive, and reflective of a broad spectrum of perspectives. Incorporate critical thinking and media literacy into the curriculum to empower students to engage with and critically evaluate complex sociological topics, fostering a classroom environment that values inquiry over indoctrination. Implementing these recommendations requires a concerted effort from all stakeholders involved in the educational process. By prioritizing qualifications, oversight, communication, and curriculum development, educational institutions can better navigate the challenges of teaching complex sociological issues while maintaining the trust and respect essential to the learning environment. Call to action. It is imperative that educational authorities, policymakers, and professional teaching associations undertake a thorough re-evaluation of current practices that allow educators to delve into complex sociological discussions without the requisite expertise. The integrity of our educational system, the trust between educators and students, and the respect for parental and community expectations hinge on our collective ability to address and rectify this trend. Therefore, a concerted call to action is issued to those at the helm of our educational policies and institutions. Reassess current practices. It's crucial to critically assess the qualifications required for educators to engage in sociological instruction, ensuring that only those with appropriate expertise lead such discussions. Policy reform. Advocate for developing and implementing policy reforms that clearly delineate the boundaries of educators' professional purview, focusing on safeguarding the quality of education and maintaining an unbiased learning environment. Rigorous professional development. There is a pressing need for more rigorous and continuous professional development programs that equip educators with the necessary tools and knowledge to navigate complex sociological topics responsibly. Curriculum re-evaluation. Undertake a comprehensive re-evaluation of the curriculum to ensure it aligns with educators' qualifications and fosters an inclusive, fact-based learning atmosphere. Enhance communication channels. Establish and enhance communication channels between schools and parents to foster a collaborative approach to educational content, allowing for transparency and mutual understanding of curriculum goals and methodologies. By heeding this call to action, we can collectively work towards an educational system that respects the bounds of professional qualifications, nurtures trust and respect in the educator-student-parent dynamic, and upholds the highest standards of educational integrity. The time for action is now. Conclusion. This critique has traversed the complex issue of educators extending beyond their professional expertise into sociological discussions without the necessary qualifications, highlighting the potential dilution of educational quality and erosion of trust within the educator-student-parent triad. Instances of overreach have been identified, underscoring the critical need for educators to possess the proper qualifications to engage in such discussions responsibly. The negative impact on student-teacher relationships, characterized by diminishing foundational trust and respect, was explored through examples where presenting personal beliefs as facts led to students feeling marginalized. Furthermore, parental and community backlash against perceived educational overreach was highlighted, illustrating the significant implications for educational institutions and the broader system. In response to these concerns, recommendations for reform were proposed, including stricter qualification requirements for educators engaging in sociological instruction, improved oversight and accountability mechanisms, and enhanced communication channels between schools and parents. A call to action was made, urging educational authorities, policymakers, and professional teaching associations to reconsider current practices and advocate for policy reforms and more rigorous professional development. In conclusion, this critique underscores the imperative to maintain the integrity of the teaching profession and safeguard students' educational development. A collective effort to address and rectify this issue is essential for the betterment of the educational landscape, ensuring that educators remain within the bounds of their qualifications and continue to foster an environment conducive to learning and growth. Thank you, and until next time, Stay safe.